Just getting ready to go out, do a little training today. We are going to work on security. I will probably post a little bit of that on Facebook, so you can go to my Facebook page and check that out. But we have an absolutely stunning day today. And it is so imperative that we're not just working on our financial preparations and our spiritual preparations, our physical preparations, but our security preparations. I cannot stress enough that a cell phone, a camera, an alarm system, it just isn't going to be enough. You've got to have the right tools, you've got to have the right training, and everybody that has the ability to do this should be doing it right now. It's of the utmost importance. Next to God, security is the #1 asset. So many people out here making videos saying, you know, this will be your biggest threat. That'll be your biggest threat. Taxes will be your biggest threat. Not having enough food will be your biggest threat. Not having enough cash at home will be your biggest threat. No, your biggest threat will be somebody or people coming to your house and kicking your door in and taking everything you work so hard for and possibly doing even more. So as I make this video on this beautiful 70+ degree Sunday morning here in the desert of Southern California, get out, train, work on your tools, work on your training, know how to use all of it, because it is, next to God, the most important asset you can have. If you cannot protect your family, protect your assets, such as your gold, your silver, your food, your water, your cash, why have it? Somebody will just take it from you. And I based that on an article that I was reading this morning, and many of you have seen the news over the past couple days. California braces for parade of cyclones after a week of flooding. This is up in Northern California. As I make this video on this Sunday morning, 560,000 people in Northern California do not have power. They have no power. So, you know, do you have candles? Do you have a way to cook a meal? Do you have extra firewood, charcoal? Do you have extra food, emergency food, canned food, bottled water, a generator, tools, extra clothing, extra dog food for your pets? These are things we have to be thinking about, because if things like this can happen in California, it can happen where you're at. And these are natural disasters. Now we go on to more of a man-made disaster. This coming from the hedge. There was an incident just a couple days ago in Las Vegas. A gentleman, we will call him a gentleman, drove his car into a power grid and caused a severe amount of damage, leaving thousands without electricity in the Las Vegas area. So we've got cyclones, we've got people shooting out power grids and transformers, and now we have people driving their cars into power grids and causing multi-millions of dollars of damage and leaving thousands of people in the Vegas area without power. So I don't know what it will take for people to wake up and realize that if the power goes out, they're on their own. And we're going to see more of this take place, natural disasters and man-made disasters. And you know what comes after that? People start stealing. People start coming through neighborhoods without power, and they start taking things. And I don't want to see people be unprepared for this and not ready. You need to be ready for all this. And just switching gears, quick video today. It's Sunday. We'll see what happens when markets open tomorrow and what the economy is going to be doing. But home sellers get desperate, shower buyers with concessions. This on the hedge last night. Home sellers are starting to toss in the kitchen sink and more. We've been watching the new home builders doing this months ago. Now, home sellers are beginning to realize that the housing market is slowing down, and I think they said 42% of sales involved concessions from the home sellers. So we're going to see more of this. This is just the beginning, in my opinion. The housing market has a long way to go. It is just beginning to crack, not collapse. We're just beginning to see the cracks right now. And you're going to see major concessions coming from the sellers, coming from the home builders. It has just begun. Another article today from Market Watch. Financial markets ignore elephant in the room. This was the December's job gains of 223,000. How in the world the stock market went up over 700 points, Dow Jones, on Friday is beyond me, especially when we just got the news of 223,000 job gains. I don't think the markets want to face reality. There is a reality here that the Fed now is going to push the pedal to the metal. They have the green light. Looking at this data, whether we believe it or not, it could be very manipulated, but they're going to use this on their behalf to continue to raise interest rates, I think, longer and higher than the markets and anybody expected. So you need to prepare for this. Servicing debt is going to cost more. So I would not be taking on any more debt than I had to. I would be paying, right now today, I'd be paying off as much debt as I could. I'd be working an extra side hustle, 2 side hustles, get the debt paid down. Debt is going to be a killer here. And to service this debt, it is only going to get more expensive. The Fed is not going to pivot anytime soon. And these people out there that believe that, well, everything's going to collapse and crash and I'll be off the hook, I won't have to pay my debts back. That is not going to happen. You can go back to the Great Depression. You can go back to as recently as 2008. Do you know anybody that got forgiven of their debt other than if they filed bankruptcy? It is not going to happen. So the best thing you can do right now is not take on any more debt and pay off the debt that you have. Living debt free, you're going to sleep better at night. You're going to have more opportunity, less stress. And if an emergency takes place, you're not going to panic because you're not going to be going deeper into debt because you have no debt. And more than likely, you'll have a cash reserve. So, that's another thing. Get a cash reserve built up as fast as you can. The transmission goes out on the car. It's $4,000 and you have, $10, $15, $20,000 in cash put away. You're not going to go into panic mode. Think about the person who has $20,000 in credit card debt, student loan debt. They have rent or a mortgage payment. They have a $600 car payment. They've got 2 kids. They're going to go into panic mode. They're not prepared for an emergency. And anybody out there that thinks an emergency can't happen to them, you're just being ignorant. Emergencies happen typically at the worst possible time. And if you're broke and you have a serious amount of debt, you're going to be in big trouble. So I don't want to see people out there in big trouble. I don't want to see people panic. If you have that cash reserve put away, you can pay for the emergency and you can regroup. It gives you a little bit of time to breathe. If you lost a job tomorrow, you have the emergency fund, you're not going to panic. You're going to be able to sit back and breathe and reorganize, reassess, and it gives you a little bit of time to go find another job and take care of your business. So I just wanted to point out a few of these things. Man-made disasters, natural disasters, anything possible now. We're in 2023. People that tell you this can't happen, that can't happen, that over there can't happen, they have no idea what they're talking about. Anything now is possible. Again, man-made, natural, you need to be preparing for all of it. Financial disasters, food disaster, anything is possible. And we're going to watch so many things take place globally. We're going to watch a liquidity disaster take place. It goes on and on and on. And I wish I had better news for people. And I know that there's people out there that will say this is so negative, it's more doom and gloom. But look at the numbers, look at the debt, look at the deficits, look at the direction that all this is going in. Where is the good news? I'll talk more tomorrow. We look at what's happening in the auto industry and how the auto industry has been demolished. We are looking at food lines getting longer and longer. More people than ever are homeless in the United States of America, and that number is going to accelerate as we're going to watch people lose homes. We're going to watch people get evicted out of their apartments, and they're not going to do very well on the streets. They are completely unprepared. Most of our society has gotten very, very soft, and many people are going to be left out on the streets to deal with life on the streets, and they are not prepared at all to deal with what they're going to see on the streets of America. They've gotten very, very soft, including myself. We've all gotten a little soft. So I'm going to take a little time today. We're going to get out. I'll try to put a little bit on Facebook. We're going to try to get out, do a little training today, working on security. Security, security, security. It is not a cell phone. It is not an alarm system. It is not threatening to call an attorney to sue somebody. Security is being your own security detail, your own security task force, relying on yourself. You're not going to have time to wait 5 minutes or an hour for the authorities to arrive. You may have to take care of the situation on your own, heaven forbid. But if you're not preparing, if you're not training right now, you're going to have no idea how to deal with it. You know, these people who think that they're just going to deal with force and violence when they've never dealt with it in the past, they've never trained for it, good luck to you. Really, I pray for you. Good luck to you. All of a sudden, you're going to have the skill set the minute an emergency takes place, the minute you're confronted, the minute you're challenged. Not going to happen. Right now, while we are in this calm before the storm, this is the time to get ready with your food, your water, your assets, getting the debts paid down, cash, mental mindset, walking closer to God, and yes, working on your security. God bless all of you. I look forward to speaking with all of you very, very soon. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend. It's a great day to get out, get to the gym, get the body in better physical shape, get out, work on your security, get out to the store, get some extra canned food, get some extra bottled water. This is the time to do it, ladies and gentlemen. And unfortunately, time is not our friend. Time is running out. God bless. Prepare, prepare, prepare.